That's a cool graphic. Haven't seen that one before. Well, remember Solyndra, the solar panel maker that got a government loan, went bankrupt and left taxpayers on the hook for $500 million? Well, stimulus waste is back. A Nevada-based solar plant opened last week, and thanks to the White House, it could get up to $50 million in stimulus cash, even though it only employs 2 people. How is that possible? Andy Matthews, president of the Nevada Policy Research Institute, joins me very bright and early in Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps. One of them. Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be here.
So how could that be possible? Tell us about this company.
Well, it's outrageous, really. And by the way, your viewers can read that story at nevadajournal.com. And yeah, basically what we've got here is a Canadian firm that is poised to receive $50 million in tax credits through the stimulus for a solar plant based in southern Nevada, which, as you said, currently employs 2 people on a full-time basis. So even at 4 o'clock in the morning here on the West Coast, I can do that math. That's $25 million per job. And the most outrageous part of this is we've been down this road before. We all remember Solyndra, which of course is the most infamous example of these green energy debacles, but it's not the only one. We've actually seen this before here in southern Nevada. There's another solar plant based in Boulder City, which received $54 million through the stimulus, currently employs 5 individuals on a full-time basis. Now, ironically, President Obama was in Boulder City just a few weeks ago to tout this as a success. Well, my question is, if this is success, what in the world does failure look like?
So what do these 2 people do?
Well, it's hard to say. You know, we haven't had a chance to get into all the details on that. Presumably, they are operating and maintaining the plant. But, you know, what this really underscores is exactly what happens when you start to substitute the judgment of government bureaucrats for the judgment of consumers acting in a free market. It's what happens when you have the government start picking the winners and losers in an economy. You basically have a far less efficient allocation of resources. You end up with resources being allocated based on political considerations rather than on consumer demand. And, you know, when you have the government pick the winners and losers, sometimes the winners, as in this case, will be a firm based in Canada, for example, but inevitably the losers are going to be the American taxpayers.
But I guess a lot of our viewers right now would be asking the question, why does a plant that employs 2 people need $50 million?
It's a great question, and unfortunately, and I can't answer it, and I think it's up to the government really to come in and justify this. But, you know, some of the more egregious cases of this have occurred certainly here in southern Nevada. It's important to remember, though, this is very much a nationwide phenomenon. If you look at all the money that's been spent through the stimulus on these so-called green energy projects, you take all the money that's been spent, you look at how many jobs have been created, it comes to more than $2 million per job created. The private sector can do a lot better than that. The American people certainly deserve better than that. Most troubling of all, I think, is that even in the face of these failures, all indications are that the Obama administration is going to continue to move forward with this approach. This is not the way to meet our energy challenges. It's certainly not the way to meet our economic challenges.
And we were just showing on our screen what the stimulus plan is under President Obama. Taxpayer money allocated in total $11.2 billion. Amazing. Thanks for bringing this story to our attention. Andy Matthews, we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.